Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you all. Happy Tomato Awesome Sauce Day. I'm Lauren. I'm your host. If it's your first time watching, welcome. This is my weekly Thursday show called Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. I turned off the music. I guess that's it. Happy to have you all here with me. It is Thursday, August 21st, 2025. We're inching down to the last days of August, and here in my neck of the world, it's feeling more like September, October, weather-wise. Let me know if you guys are too where you are. It's beautiful outside, but it's in the 70s. Nights have been cool, which has been great for sleeping. Rob turns on the attic fan and sleeping. I'm always hot at night. Sleeping has been amazing, but I don't like it when it turns cold because you know what that means? Tomatoes are on the way out. And believe me, according to my plants, they're far from it. If you watched my Tuesday tomato tour, you know I have a lot of tomatoes still yet to come on my vines. But once it starts getting cold outside, then the nights start, lasting longer, the days get shorter. And and my tomatoes just don't taste the same. I don't know if you guys find the same thing. So while I'm enjoying this weather, a lot of people really welcome fall. I'm not one of those people at all. So I'm a summer girl through and through. But I'm already getting my grow list ready for next year. So if it's your first time watching, we are an interactive show. I try to get as many of your comments and questions on the screen as possible. So please feel free to weigh in. I am giving away some seed prizes today. These are sponsored by me. I'm giving away a number of things I'm talking about today, as well as so far my two favorite varieties of the year, in fact, of all time, Missoura and Malapine. Missoura is the Japanese variety. I taste tested. I think it's been a couple months now. It was one of my first of the season that I tested, and it's amazing. It's a Japanese variety. I forget if I said that already. I'm only giving away 3 seeds per person of that one because I want to spread the love and give it to as many people as possible. So those 2 things, and Malapine, I'll show a picture in a minute. That's it beat out Malachite Box and Verde de las Landas, believe it or not, for my favorite, one of my favorite tomatoes ever. I need to put it up against Suffer Well. I'm waiting for my first Suffer Wells to finish ripening, and then I'll put it up. But it could be my favorite tomato of all time. And I don't say that lightly because Malachite Box has been my favorite tomato, mine and Rob's, for years now. So somebody asked me I think it was John Kramer asked me the other day, is it really that good? It's really that good, according to me. Let's see who's here today. Oh, and so I started to say in the comments, if you're new and you want to win some seed prizes at the end, just type in hashtag tomato in the comments. You only need to do it once. There it is, hashtag tomato. And then at the end, I will be drawing the names of 2 people. And I think a couple of these seed prizes these seeds you may want. So I'm going to put together, I've got 2 prize packages that are going out. Thank you to Jeffrey Rainmaker for sponsoring last week's episode. He's from Briar Saint Seeds. And I keep forgetting to put it in the group. By the way, if you're not a member of the group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, be there, be square. It's the place you want to be for all tomato lovers. Please join us. We're waiting for you, whether you're a new grower or a seasoned grower. We're all about having fun. Everybody's so incredibly generous. Join Facebook. Somebody just joined Facebook today, as a matter of fact, to join the group. I let them in. So that's pretty cool. I know Facebook has its issues, but for groups, it's really great. So please join us. What was I saying? Oh, I keep meaning to put this in the group. So last week, when I was talking about Briar Saint Seeds and Jeffrey Rainmaker, he's offering for Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap and viewers of the show here a forever coupon code from his shop. So it's TLC 20, same code as Inspired Garden Life with the shirts. So I think I still have a banner for there. Let me check it out. Briar Saint Seeds. Yes, here it is. Briar Saint seeds. I keep forgetting to put it in the group just for anybody that doesn't watch the show. Use TLC20 at checkout for 20% off. Thank you, Jeffrey, for that. Speaking of the shirts, I'm a fan of Inspired Garden Life. They sponsor the show the first Thursday of the month. And today I'm wearing one of their new V-necks. I think I wore it on my Tomato Talk Live with Jen the last one. Was it last month? Yes, last month. But I think I was so busy with Craig, I forgot to showcase it. So this is one of their V-necks, easily distracted by tomatoes. And for you pepper lovers out there, they have a whole new Pepper Lovers Collective line. So make sure you check them out. They are at inspiredgardenlife.com. There we go. All right, let's get to some comments, because I see we've already got 64 comments and I haven't even gotten there. Let's see who we have here. Of course, Sherman weighed in 3 hours ago. It's not an episode without Sherman weighing in early. Hi, my friend. Thanks for being here. I think it was last week you weren't the first. In fact, you didn't even come into the episode until halfway through, and we were all freaking out, like, what's going on with Sherman? Hi, Susan. Thanks for being here. Hi, Deborah. Cats woke me up. It's 4:13 a.m. Ugh, but looking forward to awesome sauce time. Hope you were able to go back to sleep a little bit. Hey, blah, blah. Thanks for being here. Oh, gosh, these comments are from 2 hours ago. You guys are very dedicated. Dancing Vita's here. Hi there. And Kathy Robertson's here. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. Teresa, melting here in Northern California. I'm sure you are. Yeah, we're not melting. In fact, I saw the next 10 days here is going to be, I don't know if it breaks 80. I think it's in the 70s. I think so. Let me just recheck. It's very odd. It's usually hotter than Hades. Yeah, it's 66 degrees right now. I'm looking at 10 days from now. The highest Saturday will be 79. So it's like, it's heavenly. I know, but I don't like it. Is anybody else like me? I mean, I know I'm not in Northern California where it's melting, but we do get hot days, and I don't mind the heat. Humidity we do get a lot of, and the humidity can be killer, but I don't mind the heat. But I also have air conditioning in the house, so I know the heat affects people differently. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the weather's beautiful. Walking outside's lovely, but I think it's more just like I know what's to come. And I always hated the fall too, because the kids went back to school, and I loved having my adventures with my kids, Riley and Jake. I loved our summer adventures, so I hated sending them back to school. Plus, I meant the school craziness begins, the homeroom mom thing and all that, which I loved doing, and I would go back in a minute. But it was always very hectic at school time. Hey, Leslie, sweet as Kenobi. Nice to see you. Hi, Mary. Thanks for being here. And Robin. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, if you guys could hit the like button on this video, that would be groovy. I would appreciate it. It helps out more than you realize. Helps with the algorithm so more people can get to find us and see the show. We're getting new people all the time. As a matter of fact, if it's your first time watching, give us a shout out in the comments. I'd like to say hi. Thanks for being here. Hey, Nicole. And Mayor from Afar. Hey there. Maybe you'll be another lucky winner today. For those of you that won Jeffrey's packages from last week, I have not had a chance to get them out this week, but I'm hoping this weekend I can get those out. I haven't forgotten about you. I never forget about anybody. It's very rare somebody slips through the cracks with me. Hey, Jamie. So happy it's Thursday. Glad you're here. Hi, Annette. Thanks for being here. Jamie's melting too. Sorry to hear that. Hi, Tara Dove. And Rowena. Oh, this is how I feel too, Rowena. Nice time to take a break and spend time with friends. Hello, everyone. It's really nice to see the names popping up and everybody kind of gathered here, isn't it? I really like it. Along those same lines, and I believe I announced it last week. So for members of Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, we have a couple chats. If you go into the group, you'll see like a button or a tab or something that says chats. And we have one for Dwarf Tomato Project. We have one for General Tomato Talk. We have one for tomato breeding. We have one for micro dwarfs. I think that's it. I think it's those four. We had one for our TLC grow outs from last year that people will often comment on still for some reason. But Facebook is doing away with those chats. In fact, I think it's just in the next couple of days. So I know there's many people that use the chats and really don't do anything else in the group, which is kind of confusing to me. In fact, when I mention the group, they seem to be a little confused as to what the group is. I don't know how that happens because you have to be in the group to be a member of these chats. But for those of you that rely on it, now this doesn't go for Messenger. Your Messenger will still be fine, and any group chats you have going on in Messenger are still totally fine. It's the group chat. So any group, and not just our group, but all groups, they are pausing them come the 26th, I think, and then they will just be deleting all the messages, deleting the chat altogether. So just a heads up for those of you that really enjoy the chats. I encourage you to chat in the group. You know, the main group, you reach more people. We're 11,700 something, I think, members. You reach more people. The chats sometimes they'll have a couple hundred people, and it's nice to have some back and forth sometimes. But you can get that in the group too. So I don't like that Facebook giveth and they take it away. It's really annoying for admins of groups because they give us these tools in order to build community, and then they take it away. And so it disappoints people, and it can really, a lot of groups, other admins are really freaking out because the chats were everything to them. With us, it's really not at all. But there are some that really enjoy the chat. So just a heads up there. All right, who else do we have? Sherva. Hi, Sherva. Nice to see you. And Christy's here. Hi, Christy. And hi, Anna. Nice to see you. And Roxanne. Anna says, the heart of the capital is orange is my favorite 2025 find from Alafirov. Sweet and tastes like a peach. Nice. Very nice. I grew one of his last year that looked like and tasted like a peach too. I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it Eastside Crystal? Is that one of his? I think so. That was a good one too. But good to know. I appreciate that. In fact, if any of you have, your favorite of the year that you want to put in the comments, please do. That's what the show is all about. In fact, the best way to watch the show is with oops, what did I just do? I use these retractable ultrafine Sharpies for everything. I think I talk about this every week. And I keep ordering them because I keep losing them. I swear when I dump out my grow bags with soil, I'm going to be finding these. They pop out all over the place. But I always have a pair in my overalls when I'm working outside, and have some when I'm, seed saving to write on the coffee filters. And I just have them everywhere. So they fall out all over the place. But anyway, watch with a notebook and a pen, pencil. That way you can write things down in the group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We have two things where you can seek seeds. We don't allow just putting a post up and saying, I'm looking for these seeds. We don't allow that. But we have something called Seed Seeking Saturday, where you can put up 5 different varieties each week. You can put up the same 5 varieties each week if you don't find them, or you can do new ones or a combination of both. So every Saturday it turns over and you can post 5 more. So it's great. And then hopefully people can gift you those seeds. Our group is very, very generous. We also have another post called Most Wanted. It's you list your number 1 most wanted, and people will be able to grant you those seeds if they have them, maybe tell you where to find them. And then once you find it, and hopefully you do, you get to delete that comment and put up a brand new one. So always great to watch with maybe sticky notes or pen and paper. That way you can write down things that look good to you, either that I talk about or like Anna just talked about. The heart of the capital is orange from Ella Firov. Sounds great. So maybe you want to write that down and seek it on Saturday or in our most wanted. So please let us know what your favorites have been this year. I'll probably do eventually, once I've tasted everything, I'll do episodes talking about my favorites of the year. Last week, I showcased everything that not everything, but a bunch of varieties that we've had that we rated 8 out of 10 or above. But we haven't tasted everything yet. We're getting there, but there's still a bunch of things that we have not tasted. Today I'm going to be tasting quite a bit if all goes well. Some I've tasted before. Let's see, one, two I have not. So I'll be tasting it with you guys for the first time. One of them, Rob and I decided we needed to retaste. So I'm going to be retasting that today. One's an old favorite that I'll just be tasting and salivating on the air with you guys. So I'm going to be cutting up a lot of tomatoes today. I'm often overly ambitious with the number of tomatoes that I like to showcase. So we'll see how it goes. And if I don't get to it, I can change it next week. I don't know if, well, we'll see what's still good. I'm making sauce like a mad woman, absolutely making sauce like a mad woman. So I'm saving seeds, then I'm fermenting this with the process that I use for saving seeds. And then I take the meat of the tomato along with the skin, put it in a stock pot, and just simmer it all day long. Sometimes I'll add a little basil and fresh oregano. And then once it boils down at a slow simmer all day, I'll just take I'm going to do a video on this, by the way. Somebody asked me for a video and I've already started it. I take I have a Vitamix immersion blender, a really high powered one. And I just oh, hello, thumbs up. I just whiz the heck out of it until it's smooth as smooth can be, skins and all. And sometimes I'll put in things with the seeds, things that I've saved enough seeds of, even tomatoes that are spitters that you don't like. For me, this year it's been Malachite Box Black. In a sauce or in my recipe for tomato crack, the spitter is undetectable, let me tell you, because what comes out is all the sugar. It boils out all the water. Tomatoes are 95% water. So when you're making tomato crack or you slow simmer a sauce all day, it will greatly reduce. The flavors and sugars will be concentrated, and it's heavenly. Whether it's the dreaded, awful, in my opinion, Black Beauty, Malachite Box Black, or your favorite tomatoes. So no need, in my opinion, to waste tomatoes that are disgusting, in your opinion. They go great in a sauce. So I was going to, Rob and I were talking about what to name my sauce because it's really that good. And it's so simple. It's really just heirloom tomatoes. I do put a little extra virgin olive oil in the bottom, very little, just so the tomatoes don't initially stick. But you'll be surprised within an hour or so, it'll look like you added water because it just simmers down. But anyway, we were going to call this sauce Shoot It Into My Veins tomato sauce to go along with tomato crack. I don't think you should. Whatever. But then I thought, like, what am I thinking? It should be called Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. How did I not think of this? So that's what it's going to be called. But I will do a video on how to make that. It's super simple. Immersion blender is the key to making it smooth. But I don't use paste tomatoes specifically for my sauce. I don't feel a need for it. And I don't peel the skins. I just do it, the whole thing, all at once. It's much easier. All right, where did we leave off? Hi, Sasha. Thanks for being here. And Chantel's here. Hey, Chantel. Thanks for joining us. Idaho Garden Girl's here, like number 19. Hello, listening while driving. Drive safe to wherever your destination is. Hey, Christmas Stitcher at Heart, or AKA Greg. Nice to see you again. It's nice to see some of our newer friends coming back. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. Lots of people. If you're just joining us, make sure you type in #tomato. I'm going to be giving away 2 prize packages with some fantastic seeds, including Missoura and Malapine at the end of the episode. So you only need to type it in once in the comments. Just type in #tomato. I only have 1 suffer well left, says Teresa. Yeah, it's not the most productive plant in the world. I feel like that happens a lot. Although Malapine is nice and productive, I feel like the ones I don't like are super productive. Actually, not this year. because Tupelo honey is crazy productive. And the first tomato I'm going to talk about today, which I've been mentioning a lot over the past couple weeks, is crazy productive too. But the suffer well. I wish I had more on the plant. I didn't count how many. I think I've got 3 ripening on my counter right now. I may have another 5 on the plant. I think Kina said she only has like 1 or 2, and I feel like a few others said the same thing. Maybe in one of our chats, I'm feeling like. And Bill does say he wishes production was better, but you know what? I would grow a plant just for 1 tomato. I would because it is just the most phenomenal tomato in the world. And I've seen many of you have tasted it and you agree. Teresa, you have 1 left, which means you've tasted it. What do you think? Is it as good as I have been saying all year? I know Alex from Lucky Garden agrees with me too. It's about as good as you can get, in my opinion. But we all have subjective taste, of course. So not all of you are going to agree with my taste. Jen and I often disagree as far as taste. And there's a lot of factors too: environment, the heat, the weather, growing conditions, whatever, that can play a difference too. Hi, Eva. Nice to see you, my friend. And, oh no, Rowena, my Verde de las Landas hasn't set any fruit. I might have to try again next year. Oh, what a shame. I feel like poor Verde de las Landas has been getting the shaft from me because I tested it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and my friend Marco from Germany, who gave me the seeds, and he's the reason why we're all talking about Verde de las Landas, honestly, he said it beats Malachite box. And I've heard this before. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. It did. It beat Malachite box. But it wasn't long after that where I tasted Malapine, which beat both of them. So poor Verde de las Landas only got its day in the sun for a week. But I don't want to take anything away from that or Malachite box. They are both extraordinary tomatoes. In fact, those 3 tomatoes could be in my top 5. They're really all that good. Just like Malapine, a bit better. And I've been saving a lot of seeds. I know there's only been one website in Russia where I've seen seeds for sale. I got the seeds from a tomato friend in Poland who we do trades once a year. She was also my Jarson angel last year. She hooked me up with all those Jarsons. So I'm saving as many seeds as I can to try to share with as many of you. I see many of you have it in Most Wanted. And my first batch will be done drying in a little less than a week. I dry for 2 weeks. But that's really a shame. I know many of you have already tasted Verde de las Landas. Somebody in the group just the other day said it's the best tomato they've ever had. I've got to agree with you. It's fantastic. It really is. Poor Verde de las Landas. I'm patiently waiting for the cross, the Verde Rojo de Sierra Pondo, which has Verde de las Landas and the cross. Waiting for that. If you saw my tomato tour on Tuesday, I had picked one that was getting eaten by pests, and I was hoping it would finish ripening on my table without it rotting, and it didn't. I had to throw it away. But I'm watching it like a hawk. Briar St. Seeds is awesome. I agree. Great episode, great prizes. Jamie needs some V-necks. I believe Tim told me they're still testing out a couple different companies for the V-necks. So what I'm showing you isn't necessarily what they're going to end up with, but these are Bella and Canvas or Bella and Canva t-shirts, which are my favorite t-shirts, and it's so soft. They do have them on the website, but I don't think they're 100% with this one particular company yet, but stay tuned. It's super soft, super soft. Sesu Garden. I'm in South Florida and weather is 100 and humidity is up to 85%. Yikes. Hey, has anybody been affected by the hurricane? Here in the United States, there's Hurricane Erin that has been affecting the Outer Banks of North Carolina, South Carolina. So hope all is okay. We got a little bit of rain. Looks like that's it for us. No more rain in the forecast for the next 10 days. And my daughter, she's Cinderella on the Disney Magic cruise ship. They rerouted a little bit, but she's fine too. So anyway, if you're down in the Carolinas and down that way, I hope sending prayers out that all is okay. We were just vacationing down in the Outer Banks back in June, and they're getting hit really hard. So hope all are okay. Akelia. Hi, Akelia. My big tomatoes are never going to ripen. We went from 85 to 58 within 24 hours. I bet you did. And Craig said that tomatoes need between 70 and 75 to ripen. Well, I hope the temperature goes a bit up for you. You're further north than me. So I'm guessing you're probably, I don't know, 5-10 degrees cooler than me would be my guess. And so, yeah, I bet you're going to be in the 60s, right? In the next 10 days. I hope to. That is the hard part about fall, is you see these beautiful green tomatoes on the plant and you have such hope, but often they just don't ripen. In that case, once I know frost is coming, I pick all the green ones, and you'll be surprised how many of them ripen. Even if they're bright green and not at the breaker stage or first blush or anything, they will ripen. They won't taste the same. You can save seeds and you can still get some tomatoes. I also want to encourage you guys, if you're swimming in tomatoes and looking for things to do, obviously there's sauce. My recipe for tomato crack is in the group under guides, under recipes. I asked yesterday in the group for a ketchup recipe. I tried it once years and years ago, like years and years ago. And I didn't have great success, but I grow a lot more great tomatoes now, and I have so many of them. People were sharing recipes, but most of them were with like canned tomatoes and tomato paste. And I really want with fresh tomatoes. So I did find a recipe, and I put it in that post if any of you are looking to try ketchup. I'd love to make green ketchup with my green tomatoes, or yellow ketchup with yellow tomatoes. That would be really neat. So I started saying that with recipes. You can freeze tomatoes. I find, especially with a variety like my banana noir, which are saladette, you can do it with any variety, but you put them in a single file. I put them in a Ziploc baggie, a gallon Ziploc baggie, and put, I think I can get 4 rows of 4, maybe 3 rows of 4, but just make sure they're not touching. And then you can take them out of the freezer anytime during the year. And they're great. It's not going to be great for a tomato sandwich because it will be very mushy once it thaws. They thaw very quickly. But the skins peel right off as if you had blanched the tomatoes. So for those of you that don't like to have skins in your sauce, the skins come right off once they're thawed. And they're great for homemade salsa, putting in chili, putting in whatever you need tomatoes for. So for any of you looking for more ideas on what to do with your tomatoes, you can do that. And of course, there's fried green tomatoes. And I have a great recipe for that also. I think it's in the group files under recipes, but if not, I'll repost it because it's a recipe I got many years ago. I mean, before we even had the internet. I think I found it in a newspaper back in the day. I'm aging myself here. And it's delicious. So it's like dipping in flour first, and then a milk egg mixture, and then back in it's seasoned flour. I think it's seasoned with Lowry's seasoned salt, which I think is kind of the key. But it's like back and forth, and then you fry it. It's delicious. I actually veganize it without the egg, but you can do it either way. Pretty's here. Hi, Pretty. Hitting our first triple digits today. Pray for plants, everyone. How's your Reka doing? I'm definitely not going to get tomatoes for mine this year, but somebody had an idea, and I don't know why I didn't think of it. I was going to bring it inside when I have to. I still have probably 6 weeks, maybe. You just never know. But I'm going to just keep propagating it and taking suckers so I can have it for next year. I'm the sucker queen. How did I not think of this? Somebody where was it? I think in one of our chats, as a matter of fact. No, I think it may have been in the chat of my Tomato Tour Tuesday this week. And I'm like, why didn't I think of it? So the plant's looking great, but I don't have any flowers on it. Actually, that's not true. I think I saw a flower yesterday. But chances are I'm not going to get ripe fruits by the end of the season. But I'm just going to keep taking suckers and then growing and then taking more suckers and growing so I can keep it ongoing for next season. I really, really appreciate you sending that to me. It's quite a treat. Can't wait to hear what you think too. Hey, Heidi. Glad to be here and see so many familiar faces. Glad to see you here. I may just be talking about you in a couple minutes. Anybody guess why? I'm sure you can. I can't stop talking about it. It's godly, meaning god awful heat. Hi, Dr. Green Thumb. Thanks for joining us. Missy, my favorite this year is Cinnamon Girl as a beefsteak. Cinnamon Girl is a cherry and Ferris wheel as my beefsteak. That's fantastic. I haven't grown either one of those. I've heard a lot about Ferris wheel, but not Cinnamon Girl. My favorite slicer so far is Suffer Well. I don't lie, right, Roxanne? I can't wait to taste it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Sorry, I'm lost in the comments here. Hello, everyone. Hi, Nisha. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Jamie, my favorites so far are Verde de las Landas and Bellezza Viola. I have not tasted Bellezza Viola yet. That thing is taking forever for me to ripen, but I've got some beautiful fruits on there and just waiting day after day. It looks pretty productive. So I'm really happy to taste that one, but it looks phenomenal. I think it was you that posted it in the group. It looks phenomenal. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. My first non-cherry tomatoes ready for trying tomorrow. Yay. Which one is it, Kim? Let us know. Ann L's here. Hello. Heidi says, I found a few new faves so far, but they are a secret. I'm going to post a quick free contest tomorrow. Oh, great. For those of you that may not follow Heidi on her Instagram channel, her Instagram is at Twine and Trellis. She's got a great Instagram page. She takes photos unlike anybody I've ever known. Her photos look great. I'm good at photos. Heidi's great at photos. They look phenomenal. So quick free contest tomorrow. Can't wait. I can't wait to hear what your favorites are. I'm tasting another one. I'm tasting two that you gave me today, as a matter of fact, Heidi. Actually, it's number 1 and 2 now that I'm thinking about it. If I can ever just stop talking and get to it, we'll do some tasting. Kim says, I'm going to add that Heart of the Capital to next year's grow list. The theme is going to be obscure names translations. I like that. I like that. Lisa L's here. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lauren and fellow tomato hens. Ava, I know this is not the place, but if you can please pray for my daughter. She caught the worst pneumonia and is in ICU for 10 days now. Thank you so much. Just taking a break to watch my favorite show. Absolutely, it's the place. You're among friends here. Sending prayers out to both you and your daughter. I had pneumonia a couple years ago, and being that I have a chronic condition, it got very, very complicated. And I never realized how serious pneumonia could be, and not just for people with chronic conditions, but for any people. So, sending prayers out to you and your daughter, Eva. I'm glad you said something. While we wouldn't be able to post that in the group, here is the absolute best place because we can hear from you. I'm glad that you stopped in for a little break. I'm sure you can use it, but we're all here. We're all your friends. We're your family, and we're praying for you. Jarson 1 was great too. Was yours the tricolor version? I'm actually going to be, I said I've got an old favorite I'm tasting today. This is it, Jarson 1 tricolor. I talk about it all the time, and I've given seeds to so many of you. I'm going to be, if we have time, I'm going to be tasting it today. I love the shape of it. For those of you that may not be confused, if you've grown Jarson 1 and it doesn't look like this, Tomato Eden sells about 5 different versions of Jarson 1. It's all the same cross. It's Great White and Kazula 25, I think. You'd think I would know this. Kazula 25, yes. Great White and Kazula 25. But there's a lot of different variants out there. So 3 years ago, I got this one. And now I've grown it. This is my 3rd year in a row. That's how much I love it. And they've all looked like this with the point at the bottom. So for those of you who got seeds from me, it's a good chance your seeds, or your tomatoes look like this. But if you got seeds for Jarson 1 from Tomato Eden or someplace else, they probably look quite different. There's all kinds of colors out there. So I kind of named mine, the one I grow, Jarson 1 tricolor, just to designate it from all the others. But I save a lot of seeds from that. And I'm happy to see it's been 3 years with the same. So to me, that says it's probably pretty stable. Famous last words, right? Oh, Nicole got tricolor. Absolutely delicious. Glad you enjoyed it. Oh, this is a great question, Akelia. I was going to ask in the group, what are people using to get rid of fruit flies? My tomatoes are stored in the garage, so fruit flies are not in the house, but I don't even want them in the garage. I had this problem. Well, I got it every year, especially this time of year. I have everything on the counter, as most of you know, if you've seen my garden tours or my pictures. And at this time of year, they can break down pretty quickly. And so while I look underneath them constantly, it can go from looking like a perfectly good tomato to all of a sudden mush on the countertop in no time. Hence the fruit flies. Kim Lund told me about this great thing a couple years ago, and I'm going to pull it up for you guys. I swear by it. I've got several of them. It's called, oops. Hang on. It's called Zevo. It's an insect flying trap. I just want to pull it up to show you guys. They sell them on Amazon. Zevo. This is them. And they're great. You plug them into an outlet. They've got like a sticky section on the back, and it's got like a blue light that I guess attracts the fruit flies. It also attracts like house flies and other flying objects that shouldn't be in your home. And then once the sticky part gets filled up, you just replace it with refills. I really swear by it. So that would be my thing. I tried everything. I tried like the apple cider vinegar, all those combinations. I tried even stuff from Amazon, that like homemade things that people make for fruit flies, and they just didn't do anything not like this. So I have them several places in my kitchen. I have a couple down here in my basement because I grow micros down here, and I get not so much fruit flies down here, but aphids. And I really, really like this. So that would be my suggestion. But I'm sure many of you have your own suggestions too. So that's a great question, especially for this time of year. Thanks for asking it. Stephen, hi from Washington. Hi there. Nice to see you. Really, Anna? Your suffer well seems the most productive. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Mine last year seemed to be more productive than this year. But you know what? If I only get 5 fruits from it, and I think I'll have a little bit more than that, I'm happy. The plant looks pretty good compared to a lot of my plants. And like I said, if I only get 1 tomato, I'm a happy camper. I do have 2 plants, but the one I have in the grow bag isn't doing all that well. Missy, I use a Catchy that I got from Amazon. I also have a Zevo plugin. The Catchy works great. I don't know Catchy, I don't think. Dancing Vita says, my suffer well in the greenhouse was not so productive, but the one in the garden bed has at least 30 fruits, all still green though. Well, that's good. That's good. I know Bill had said he was disappointed with production also, but you know, sometimes these varieties just don't have a lot. I want all the seeds, Natalia's in North Carolina, but further from the shore. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Kenneth. All right, let's start talking about tomatoes, and then I'll get back to more comments in a minute, because we're already 45 minutes in and I haven't talked about a single tomato. The first one, I mentioned that I was going to mention Heidi Dolan, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to cut one open and taste it with you guys. I've tasted it already. It's fabulous. It's called Heidi's Wicked Good. This is a bee cross that she had in her garden. She said the first year she began gardening, and it came out as a cherry, she told me. And that she said it's a good story about selecting the largest tomato. She just kept selecting for larger and larger. It's a bee cross of the variety Carbon. So for those of you who are fans of Carbon, it's a fantastic tomato. I'm sure most of you who have tasted it agree. Yeah, it happened her first year of gardening. It started out as cherries, and I selected for saladettes, and then it got up to, she said hers got to 7 ounces for her this year. Mine were averaging between 4 to 6 ounces. Let me show you what it looks like. Most of mine looked like this. Well, not necessarily just like this. You can see most of them were not like a little, what do you call it? Free. What, like a shamrock? What is it? 3? I can't think of the word for it. But anyway, this is the size of mine. This thing is so productive. It was one of my earliest to ripen, and it's still going on. It's still going on. I talked to Kina earlier, who's also growing it. She agrees. Hers is also very, very productive, and she agrees it's absolutely delicious. I haven't put up my official review yet, but I believe we rated an 8.5 out of 10. The Brix was a 5.5 the first time we tested it, which is, up there as far as sugar scores. I said mine were 4 to 6 ounces. Mine were more like 5 to 6 ounces. And Heidi said it's a good story about selecting the larger tomato and crosses to move it forward. It actually makes a difference. So let's cut into this baby. I'm going to be really sad when these are done. But I tell you, I've gotten so many tomatoes from this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Why can I not think of the shamrock thing? 3, 4, no, it's not even 3, it's 4-leaf clover. I'm losing my mind. It's not 3, 4-leaf clover. All right, let's test the Brix on this one. I probably shouldn't test the Brix on all of these because we're going to take forever, and I want to get to some more tomatoes. That's interesting. This one's only a 3.1, but we definitely tasted it earlier. It was a 5.5, so let's give it a taste. It's heavenly, Heidi. Oh my goodness. It's so velvety. It's savory, almost salty even. It's got deep, rich umami flavor, typical of what I would consider like purple tomatoes. Very juicy. It really is so velvety and delicious. We rated an 8.5 out of 10. It's really that good. We hardly have any 8.5s this year. Delicious. What I do with my paper towels. So, so good. Highly recommend Heidi's Wicked Good. It is wicked good. Heidi, you did a beautiful job selecting these. Just the fact that Carbon's in it. I wonder what it crossed with. I always wonder that with Banana Noir. Like I have a feeling it crossed with a cherry, and I think I know the cherry, but I know it was a Nana Noir and a cherry. This is fantastic. So highly recommend Heidi's Wicked Good if you guys want to put on your grow list for next year. 3-leaf is a shamrock. Oh, here's Kina. Heidi, I really love it. So happy to grow it. Me too. I feel very honored to grow it this year. And Kina says hers are about the same size. I don't know if I'm here in time, but what you're talking about. But Heidi's wicked good is wicked good. Excuse me one second. Hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to do something. It's not letting me. Good. Nice job. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you guys? So every year, this isn't all that important, but I forgot to mention it. Oh, there's a couple things I forgot to mention. First of all, Bill Yoder's going to be on Tomato Talk Live with Jen and I on September 5th, so that's coming up. Happy to have him. Also, our Micropalooza, we do this in the group every year. This is an opportunity, not really signups or anything like that, but it's an opportunity to grow microdwarfs indoors during the winter. We all just have a good time with it. I put up a progress post in the group once a week, and it's just something fun for us to do during the winter. So last year we started September 1st, and I haven't really been on the ball. It's been kind of busy. So this year we're not going to start. We're going to start October 1st. So if you'd like to take part in it and just have some fun, there's no, like I said, there's no obligation or anything like that, but it's fun to share pictures. It's what's even more fun is to have ripe tomatoes in January. And it's just fun to see what everybody gets. But collect now your seeds for any micros that you'd like to grow. And oh, I didn't even talk about this. September 26th, Friday, September 26th, Jen and I will be back in Carlisle, Pennsylvania for our tomato tasting and seed swap. And Anthony Smith paid for the pavilion last week. He was going to give a donation. He ended up paying for the pavilion. So thank you, Anthony Smith, if you're watching or watching the recording. I don't know if you wanted your name said or not, but you definitely deserve props and all the gratitude in the world from Jen and I, and I'm sure the rest of the crew. He can't make it, but he wanted to contribute, which is just so typically thoughtful of him and members of our group. It's amazing. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about, though? Oh, this is silly, but so every year I get at least one tomato that looks like a heart, and I use that photo to be my thumbnail for this show, Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. So the first one was from 2023. This last one's 2024. So these are my 2025. I have one with a hat, one without a hat. Which one do you like better? That tomato, by the way, is Mrs. Gorby's. That's a Mrs. Gorby's, which we haven't tasted yet. So put in the comments if you like hat or without a hat. Sorry, trying to do something. So let me know. All right, back to tomatoes. So Heidi's wicked good is wicked good. Thank you. Oops, wrong slideshow. Where'd that come from? Here we go. Wicked good. So let me put this one away. I don't think I'm going to get to all these tomatoes today. Boy, am I going to miss that flavor. It's so good. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. Haven't tasted everything yet, but it is one of my favorites of the year. It's really delicious. All right, this next one Heidi gave me seeds for, and I have not tasted it yet. And this is Heidi's picture. Don's Delightful Heart F4, bred by Craig LaHoulier. Thank you, Heidi, for the seeds. She wrote, these are her words, a Craig LaHoulier breeding project. This is a cross of Don's Double Delight and Cancelmo family heirloom. Don's Double Delight came from his cross of Lucky Cross and Brandywine. Some fabulous genes here. Just excellent, gorgeous, large pink hearts and nicely pointed ends. Yellow striping, meaty, nice texture, a winner. Flavor is deep and smooth and quite pleasing. Hers were 8 to 14 ounces with a Brix of 5.9. And then she said, Craig chimed in and said it really is a product of several crosses, including a B cross. So the involved parents were Canselmo family heirloom, Don's Double Delight, brandy wine, and his lucky cross. So that is quite the genetic history. And I can't wait to taste it. I've been waiting patiently. This plant, it's a potato leaf plant. It is loaded. It definitely is late season, but where a lot of my plants are dying down now, and Heidi's Wicked Good is not dying down. This one is just getting going. This is my first ripe one. I picked a couple more today, but the plant is so healthy, so much more healthy than most of what's in my garden right now. So these are, let me go up close here. Let me show you. It's got this beautiful striping on it. And they're all nice size like this. Has anybody grown this or anybody growing it this year? Without hat, you can see your beautiful face better. Okay. And yes, you did hear Lucky Cross in there. My favorite this year so far. That's great. I haven't grown Lucky Cross. Hat, hat, hat. Getting a lot of hat. Okay. It's funny. I kind of liked the hat too. Oh, Sherman without hat. I'm going to have to go back. A lot of hat. I thought I liked the hat also. Interesting. Isn't it a beautiful tomato, Kina? It's gorgeous. It's almost a shame to cut into it. All right, but I will do it. In the name of all that is good in the tomato world, I will cut into it. Oh my. Look how gorgeous. Hang on, let me get a bowl. I drip on my keyboard every single week. Look at this. Wow. Beautiful rose color. I think I'll only test the bricks of the ones that we haven't reviewed yet. So I'm going to test it on here. The other ones I've already tested the bricks. I can let you know what it was. Okay, what do we have? 4.4 bricks. I got to write this down. Kina will probably remind me, but I better write it down. And Chantel, I'm definitely saving the other half for Rob when he gets home. Don't try to convince me otherwise. Okay, 4.4. Let's give this a whirl. Oh, wow. That is delicious. First, you're hit with tangy. Then the sweet kicks in. Like Heidi's Wicked Good, it's very velvety. It's juicy. There's so much flavor in this. This would be a great sandwich tomato. This definitely has loud flavor, what I consider to be loud flavor. It's so good. It's heavenly. It's really heavenly. Dawn's Delightful Heart. So the fact that it's an F4 probably means it's not stable yet. Heidi, what did you think of Dawn's Delightful Heart? I'm assuming you liked it, otherwise you wouldn't have sent it to me. That is so good. Yes, it is meaty. Meaty also, so it would be a great sandwich tomato. Isn't that color beautiful? Oh, Heidi, thank you for sharing seeds with me. That is so delicious. Can't wait to share that one with Rob. Jamie says, Heidi, I'm going to have to use that photo for inspiration in my painting class. I know, isn't it gorgeous? She really is the queen of the photos. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know how she does it. Thank you, Heidi. Meaty, velvety. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Dawn's tomato looked perfect. It's so good. I kind of want to keep noshing on it, as a matter of fact. I'm so glad this is a productive one, too, and definitely disease resistant. Rob's going to love this. I know it. Okay. Focus, Lauren, focus. That's a winner. All right. This next one, I just found out the story today. Common Sense Seeds is a vendor, a wonderful vendor. I'm growing a number of things from them this year. They're in Canada. I did an unboxing for them. I'm pretty sure I did an unboxing for them. Maybe last year. Yes, I'm certain of it. They're a fantastic vendor. They have so many interesting things. And they're really nice people, too. So today I came across an Instagram post of theirs, and the story is so great. So I actually told them in the comments that I was going to feature it on my show today, and she was appreciative. So the website is commonsenseseeds.ca, CA for Canada. This variety is called Leamington number 1. Let me show you what it looks like. Leamington number 1. Let me share with you the story that they have on their Instagram post. In fact, before I read you the story, if you guys would like to read the post for yourself, I'm going to put in the comments right now the link to the Instagram post. Okay, just put it in there. Leamington number 1. So here's the story. They say this is the story of a beautiful paste tomato called Leamington number 1. It is a blocky, brilliant red tomato on 18-inch plants. Leamington number 1 was donated to Plant Gene Resources Canada by Dr. Ernie Kerr, the master Canadian tomato breeder. I've heard his name multiple times, and I can't think offhand what else, but I know I've talked about him before. I am always on the lookout for seeds that have passed through Dr. Kerr's hands and was eager to try this one. Its name also intrigued me, Leamington number 1, which suggests it was associated with Leamington, Ontario, which is the tomato capital of Canada. And then they reference postcard number 1, which is this. So there's a little building here. I don't know what kind of building it is, but it says Leamington. It's in a tomato. It says Leamington, tomato capital of Canada. I would love to know if that building is still there. And for our Canadian friends, have you been to Leamington? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. The backstory: for over 100 years, from 1909 to 2014, Heinz owned a tomato processing plant in Leamington and made ketchup from tomatoes grown by local farmers. Heinz supplied farmers with seed for the variety they wanted the farmers to grow. The seed was the high watermark of tomato breeding. Although I can't be sure, the name Leamington number 1 suggests this tomato was a main paste variety used by Heinz in Leamington. The story of Leamington number 1 is also interesting because of its indirect association with the Ketchup War. What is the Ketchup War? The Ketchup War is the ongoing battle between Heinz and French's ketchup brands for a place in Canadians' fridges. When Heinz closed the Leamington plant in 2014, the town was dealt a huge economic and psychological blow. But soon after Heinz's departure, French's moved in and started to make ketchup at the Leamington plant, which created jobs in the factory and provided contracts for tomato farmers. French's, who are more well known for their mustard, highlighted their use of Canadian-grown tomatoes on their ketchup bottles. The Ketchup War started I'm having some technical difficulties here. The Ketchup War started when a local construction worker named Brian Fernandez posted on Facebook that he would no longer be buying Heinz ketchup and had switched to French's. His post resonated with a lot of people, receiving over 300,000 likes, and a grassroots movement took off with people switching ketchup brands. There is a CBC short documentary of 17 minutes titled Inside the Ketchup War. The link is in the comments. And then they say we will have Leamington #1 in the fall of 2025, and you can find it at commonsenseseeds.ca. I forgot to show you another postcard of theirs. So this is showing the local farmers. They made ketchup from tomatoes grown by local farmers, and they reference this postcard is from 1958. And then the first one of the tomato building is from 1961. Very cool story, right? I love it. Oh, you're welcome, Eva. Thank you for your kind words, Lauren. Thank you for all the prayers, everyone. Hoping that all goes well. Please keep us posted, Eva. Linda, interesting, says Linda. Yes, I agree. Loved the story. And like I said, I just found it today. I think they just posted it today. So make sure you check out Common Sense Seeds, and they will have seeds in the fall. It's commonsenseseeds. Oh, I put C-O. I think it's C-A. Yes. Sorry. Ignore the website address below. It's commonsenseseeds.ca, not C-O. My bad. Very cool story, says Kina. That is a cool story. I know. We don't really, as far as I know, in the United States, we don't really have a battle. It's Heinz ketchup all the way. But there are other ketchups sold. I'm not even sure I know what French's ketchup looks like. Definitely French's mustard. Anybody in the United States know anything more? There's Heinz. What's the other one? There's another one I feel like starts with an H. There's Heinz. I'm not thinking of it. I can't think of it. Maybe it is French's. I don't think so, though. So that's Leamington #1, and thank you, Common Sense Seeds, for allowing me to share your story. All right. Next one. Oop. No, is that it? Oh. Oh, I'm going far ahead. Oh, I'm giving you guys spoiler alerts. Okay, Baltic chocolate. There's another one I've not tasted yet. This was late season for me. So pretty. I got my seeds for Baltic chocolate from TOMATO AWESOMESAUCE. Same people, Valdis Poulins owns it. Same people that own Tomato Galaxy. They basically have the same varieties. It's got a little bit of antho at the top. I think I let this one go a little too long. Looks very similar to a lot of the Sophia varieties. In fact, I've got, I think, 2 more that look very similar. Yes, that maybe we'll get to today. So Baltic chocolate, don't know much about it. There's a website in Russia called tomat.pomidor.ru. It says tall mid-season variety, heart-shaped tomatoes, tricolor with anthocyanin, which I normally don't like at all. But sometimes when things are just kind of lightly painted on the top with antho, the rest of the tomato doesn't have that funky taste, what I consider to be a soapy or metallic. Heidi Dolan says metallic taste. I can't stand that taste. For me, it's a spitter. But I've grown a lot of things, including last year's VD21, which I know many of you grew this year and love it, had virtually no anthocyanin taste. So I always give them a shot. They sure are pretty. So let's crack this open. Oh, this is a Lauren tomato, all right. Let me get a bowl. Anybody else? Kina, you're growing Baltic chocolate, right? Jen, are you? Very pretty. So since I haven't tested this one yet, I'm going to test the bricks. Come on. Not getting a lot of juice from this one. There we go. 4.9. Write this down. I'm so geeky, aren't I? Because if I don't write it down, I have to ask Kina. Kina, what was it? I will very often, retest bricks several times because you can have a high bricks in one tomato and a low in another, but maybe they're mostly high and you just got like a lousy one. Like I said, not that Heidi's Wicked Good was a lousy one, but the whatever it was in the threes wasn't indicative of what the rest of the plants were. And high, I can say this every week, but a high brick score does not necessarily translate to a good tomato at all. I've had great tomatoes that have been in the threes. So it really just measures sugars, but there's so much more to a tomato than just the sugars. For those of you that like super sweet things, I'm going to talk about one of them that I found yesterday. The brick score can be really important, but I don't like tomatoes that are only sweet. I like more complex flavors. So let's test this one and see what it tastes like. Wow, the taste it's so sweet that I would have guessed it's more than 4.9. Oh, wow, is this good? Okay. The further I get up here, now I'm starting to taste a little bit of anthocyanin. Not overwhelming, but I do taste it. I'm like a toddler when you try to hide vegetables in their food and somehow they can miraculously pick it out. Like, you hid a piece of broccoli in here. I can do that with anthocyanin. Not overwhelming though. It's very tangy. It's very sweet. I don't know why I thought I might like it, but not love it. I love this. This is so delicious. So I can see as I bite more into the anthocyanin, I'm tasting that flavor. So and I'm sure if I eat just the top, it'll be overwhelming, but the rest of the tomato is fabulous. It's really, really good. I'll have to ask Rob what he thinks. I think I would rate this an 8 out of 10. That's a really yummy one. So that's Baltic chocolate. Really enjoyed that. And pretty too. The bricks on your tomatoes is so high. Do you add sugar to your whole? No, are you not getting high brick scores? Hunts. Thank you, Eric. I knew there was another one with an H. It's Hunts. Heinz and Hunts. That's our catch-up wars here in the United States. Yeah, I was going to say, Kina always gets really high brickses. Because I'm always like, what did I do wrong? But I'm going to be talking about one in a couple minutes that I tasted last night. I've never seen a brick score this high on a beefsteak before. It's going to be the last one I talk about. And I definitely find that the brick scores are higher for me earlier in the season. Once the end of the season starts coming, I start to lose more foliage due to disease. And in general, I feel like the bricks falls a bit. But I want to pick mine now too, but I've been waiting for them to turn chocolate. But seeing yours, I realized that might not be chocolate. I was waiting too. But then it started just getting really soft all the way around, which is why it looks kind of funky at the top. And I realized the same thing. But it did take a while. That's a really good tomato. And you guys know I don't just say that. I'm painfully honest. And I'll be painfully honest that the antho top, if it was just that throughout, I wouldn't like it. But the rest of the tomato is fabulous. I think the aphids sucked all my sugar from my plants. Maybe. You know, I found aphids again. I forgot to tell you in quinoa. I found aphids again, and only on quinoa, the tomato quinoa, or the plant of the tomato quinoa. So that must be a really sweet tomato. Maybe, Jen, you might be right. That's what they do. So that could be. All right, moving on. What's next? Speaking of Jen, for many of us, this is a drama queen of a tomato, Victoria Salute. It's a Sofia Sakova variety. She's a breeder from Russia. If it's your first time watching, I talk about her incessantly. I'm growing a lot from her this year. And many of us started seeds from her for this variety, Victoria Salute, and they were going well, and then they died. And that happened with me on 2 plants. So Jen, when we were in Carlisle for our plant swap, so kindly gifted me 2 plants, as a matter of fact. I gave one to my friend Nicole, and I'm growing the other one. And I finally have my first one here. This is a pretty tomato. Very, very cool shape. I have a lot on the plant, but this is my first one. I have one more upstairs. Some of the first of my first fruits, like I think I had 2 that had blossom end rot, like right on the tip, but this is a good one. Who has tasted this yet? I know many of you have. Oh, you haven't had it either yet, huh, Jen? I know they do take forever to ripen, don't they? I can tell. So the top has a little bit of anthocyanin, and then the rest, it looks very similar to the Baltic chocolate, actually, except for the shape. The shape is just super cool. Bill Yoder grew this last year, and he encouraged me to grow it. He loved it. Guess I'm testing more new ones than I thought today. Let's see what Victoria Salute looks like inside. Pretty. Not the deep color shown in the pictures there. Mine's not quite as deep, but this is definitely fully ripe. This thing's as soft could be. All right, let's test the bricks on this. Can't wait to test this. Looks very juicy. .6. Pretty high score. All right, let's taste this. I showed the inside. Yes, I did. This is like dessert. Wow. Boy, it has a really unique flavor, and I mean that in the best way possible. I think it's unlike any other tomato I've ever grown. Very buttery texture. Very sweet. But it's got like a, it's going to sound crazy, but like baked goods. It's got like a baked goods flavor to it. Bill was not wrong. This is an excellent tomato. Yeah, Kina, it is seedy, which makes me happy. I got Chantel with the baked goods. Yeah, it's weird, but in a great way. No detectable anthocyanin flavor, even when I'm at the top here. It's juicy, it's tangy, it is very sweet. Tastes like baked goods. I don't even know what else to say. Like a raspberry strudel or something like that. Is that weird? Victoria Salute, excellent tomato. Hey, Olivia. Really, you didn't care for the texture. I'm not noticing anything different in the texture. Was yours mealy or something? I worried about this maybe being mealy because I think I left it a little too long, but it's not this one at least. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'll be curious to see what Rob says. So that's Victoria's Salute. Okay. This next one is a tomato from Serbia that Rob and I have tasted already, but we said we wanted to retest it. These are massive. When I say massive, like not 2-pounders, but this plant is so healthy and loaded with these big red fruits. It's from Serbia. The breeder is Zivojin Antique. Zinovsky Paradij Jabukar. It translates in English to giant tomato apple tree. When we tested it, we gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The Brix was a 4.1. The breeder says paradaj in Serbian means tomato, not paradise, as you might think. Indeterminate, grew in greenhouse into 2 stems. My plant is very, very tall. We should have topped it when it was at the top of our supports and didn't. And it is leaning over and loaded with tomatoes, and it's super healthy, very disease resistant. So, and I gave my parents, like, they were for an overnight. They wanted some big ones, even though I gave them plants. They're not getting any big sandwich ones. So I gave them like 4 of these this morning, and we still have a bunch on the counter, and we tasted one already. So the picture, this is the graphic I had made from our first testing. So that one was a little over a pound, and that was one of the smaller ones. So these are big. So I'd like to try it again with you guys, and then I'll give the other half to Rob. Ooh. I don't know. I'm surprised because I look at the picture right there and I see it's a beauty inside. Look how deep red that is. Deep, rich red. Forget what I was just going to say. I don't know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I believe, Kina, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe you said this is in the ultra rare grow out this year. Yes? Pretty sure you told me that. This is like a meal. Very juicy. Very tangy. Not that sweet. Lots of seeds and goo, which makes me happy. Yep, definitely more tangy than sweet. I feel, and now I'm remembering this, as I say this, I remember Rob was super excited to taste this, and we both agreed it could use a little bit more sweetness to it. Just a little. And what was the Brix when we tested? 4.1. It wasn't super low, but just a hint of sweetness. I'm not detecting really any sweetness, but it's still a very good tomato. It would be great for sandwiches. It's meaty, but it's also got some juice to it too. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. We had said 7.5. I think I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Great texture, juicy, very productive, disease resistant, good sandwich tomato. So that's giant tomato apple tree, what it translates to in English. Kina confirms, yes, it is in the ultra rare grow out. Looks like it smells good. Let me smell it. It does smell good. It smells very good. Achille is still waiting for her Victoria's Salute to ripen. Yeah, I guess it's a late season. That's what happened to that. No, that's sweetness right there. I don't mind tomatoes at all that are just tangy, but I like a little bit of sweetness. And this one tastes similar to our first testing. So I like it. I don't love it. Okay, next one. I'm not growing it, but I was given seeds by my friend Claudia. This is called Rosa Play. It's from Spain. Very cool looking tomato that I wanted to share with you guys. I just logged it into my spreadsheet today. This information is from Croatian Seed Store, which is where she got the seeds. It's a mid-season, indeterminate plant with regular leaf foliage. It's from Catalonia, Spain. These are large, weighing 300 to 600 grams, pink color, very ribbed with an irregular shape, rather sweet, aromatic flavor, delicious to consume fresh, good productivity. And Cultiv Taru says, oh, yeah, this one, there's a story here. Some say it's the same thing as Montserrat pink. They say there's a strong resemblance to the Montserrat pink variety. Skin is a pretty pink. Shoulders often remain green and then turn color when the tomato is ripe. The flavor is sweet with a lot of aroma, making it excellent in salads. Here's the controversy. And I think Tomato Faifu also said may be the same as Montserrat pink. So I found a Russian site, exotomat46.ru says, legend has it that one gardener who liked the beautiful tomato growing at his neighbor's house stole one of these tomatoes at night and began growing it himself around the 1960s, then shared it with others. Many believe it is the same as Montserrat pink. Not very nice to steal your neighbor's tomatoes. You should ask first. I'll give my neighbors any tomatoes they want. They need to ask first. And don't be renaming any of them either. But that is, I don't know where they got their information. That is what this Russian site claims. But super cool, right? Beautiful tomato. You know, I'm big on the Spanish varieties this year. Anybody grown this one? Mayor from afar. I ate a Lauren tomato for lunch today. Delish. Yeah, I've only had one so far. I just picked two today that pests got at, but I really enjoyed it. And that was one that I was a little bit afraid. I'm not the biggest fan of yellow tomatoes. I'm not the biggest fan of anthocyanin, but Robin, I really liked that one. It was good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My happy place says, ooh, my kind of tomato. Bye, Kina. Good night. See the rest tomorrow. Good night to you, my friend. All right, this next one is another kind of unexpected favorite of mine of this year. It's called Alice's Heart. It's another Sophia from Russia. It looks like this. It looks just like Emerald Comet Sophia, which I also grew. But the taste is very different. That one was good. This one is great. We rated it an 8.5 out of 10. The Brix is a 6. It's very sweet. Let me show you what the inside looks like. Well, that's my graphic I made there. Let me tell you what Sophia says. It's one of her most beautiful and delicious hearts of her selection. Showed good stability, but at this stage of selection, there's still a possibility of splitting. I talk about this all the time. I probably don't need to get into it again. But it just means that what you get when you have seeds may not equal what she shows in the pictures. In this case, I did. It's also known as Alaskino heart. I think it was you, Natalia, Natalia or Katya, I forget who reviewed this already, as Alice's heart. And I'm like, is that the same as Alaskino heart? I didn't realize that Alice is the English. So this is very wonderful tomato. Not a lot of seeds. Very meaty. I keep forgetting how good it is. It's very productive, regular leaf plants. Just want to test the Brix again just for the heck of it, because it's just so sweet. This is 5.1. And what did I say they tested at? 6. This is a great tomato. By the way, if you haven't put in #tomato in the comments, that's a delicious tomato. Not only is it just sweet, it's tangy. It checks all the boxes for what I look for in a tomato. 8 out of 10 is a really good review for this. It's a perfect review, I think. Anyway, put in hashtag tomato. I'm giving away a seed package of Heidi's Wicked Good. This is one of them, Alice's Heart. The Giant Tomato, Apple Tree, Disnovsky, Missoura, and Malapine. And then the next one we're going to talk about. So I'm going to give away 2 of those prize packages. So that's Alice's Heart or Aliskino Heart. Delicious tomato by Sophia. Hi, Denise. Thanks for being here. I just cut open Lauren Awesome Sauce yesterday. I got a plant from Jen at Carlisle. It's so pretty and yummy. I haven't had it yet. Mine haven't ripened yet. My friend Nicole, who she lives locally to me. We've been friends forever. And I gave her some plants. She just texted me before the show and said that she loved her Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. I'm glad to hear that. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I liked Lauren. Kina, I'm still waiting for Kina's to ripen. I've had Jennifer. Jennifer's a good tomato too. But yeah, I'm waiting for Lauren's Awesome Sauce. So that's Alice's Heart. Another Sophia, Sparkling Purple Light. Another crazy productive one. And super cool, right? I mean, the shapes she has are just unbelievable. The bricks on this was a 4.5. We rated it at a 7 out of 10. Sophia says it's a cross between a variety called Night Candle and Rebel Starfighter Prime. Mid-season, they're very productive, regular leaf for me. Fruits are elongated nosed hearts, 200 to 400 grams. Taste is rich, very sweet with a slightly noticeable sourness. It's been a while since I've tasted this, so let's taste it and see what I think about it now. Very pretty. Very pretty. They do kind of sparkle and shine, don't they? It's sweet. Not a lot of tanginess to it. Good texture, juicy. I feel like I would appreciate a little bit more tanginess to it. It's very good, not great. So I think a 7 out of 10 is right on the money as far as I'm concerned. But very productive, very beautiful, obviously. And I think this one you can already find at Tomato Eden. Pretty much any of the Sophias I'm talking about. I'm sure Tomato Eden will be carrying them all, once she gets the new stuff uploaded. So it's Sparkling Purple Light. Nicole had Jennifer's mud pie. It was delicious. Oh, I'm really bummed out I didn't do Jennifer's mud pie. Hey, Garden Girl. Nice to see you. Lauren Angel Awesome Sauce. Love the look of Sparkling Purple, but I need the tang acidity. Yeah, me too. Me too. I wanted to taste it again today just to see, but yeah, I need a little bit of tang to it. But it's good. Okay. Next one. The Jarson 1 Tricolor. I feel like this is Bananas Noir is really my signature tomato, but this one I feel like whenever I give seeds out, I usually include this especially for new people who I haven't given to before. Just look at this thing. I mean, look at this interior. It's fantastic. And the flavor matches. And it's kind of surprising to me because the crosses, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, they are Great White, which is, in my opinion, an okay tomato, and Kazula 25, which is a good tomato. But those two crossed create this beautiful masterpiece. I can't get enough of it, and I can't describe why. Like flavor-wise, it's very, very good. I would even say great. There's something about it that's just refreshing. and delicious. I don't know how to describe it. It's my third year in a row growing it. Somebody asked me last night. They private messaged me, and they have one more spot. They're in Australia, so they're getting ready to start their seeds for their garden this year. And they said they have room for one more spot and wanted to know if she should grow Jarson 1 tricolor or Jarson 10 tricolor. This is one I grew last year. That was also phenomenal. And I had a hard time answering her. I did eventually. Oh, why did I cut it that way? I didn't mean to cut it that way. That's how I cut my hearts, but not these. But that's okay. You can see. So there you see the cross section. Here you see the other way. Isn't that beautiful? I did eventually tell her Jarson 1 tricolor. It's delicious. It's so juicy, so refreshing. Brix is a 4.6. Taste what this one is. That's our test from last year. Yeah, this says 3.7. I love it. Those of you who have grown Jarson 1 tricolor, do you agree with me? It's a really good one. Wouldn't put it in a category of like Malapine or Suffer Well as far as, flavor. But it tastes like summer to me. I don't know how else to describe it. I really, really enjoy this one. It's a piece of artwork. Yes, it is, Linda. My type. Do we know the parents of Alice's Heart? I don't think so, Heidi. No, she only lists them on her site once in a while, so I don't know the parents of it. But I will send you seeds absolutely when we do our trade at the end of the season. It's really, really very good. Made from Afar Beauty. Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. I talked about there's a variety of Sophias. I've still only had one ripe fruit from so far. It's called Rose Gold. That is by far the prettiest tomato I've grown this year. But I just love the looks of this Jarson 1 tricolor too. Hey, Alan Blanchard, nice last name. Nice to see you. Okay, next one. We're winding down here. This is another one I haven't tasted yet. This is called Dwarf Boyd Smith. I wanted to grow it this year. Tatiana Tomato Eden has it listed as it's a dwarf, obviously, but it's a compact variety. And it's true. My plant didn't get any taller than 24 inches. I wanted to grow it to see if it could be grown indoors. I'm always looking for things that can be grown indoors. And it could. It would be a little big, but it definitely could. It's more, I would say, a mini dwarf. I've got two fruits from this. One's a cat-faced one. And this one. So I have not tasted this yet. Anybody else grown Dwarf Boyd Smith? Well, we're going to find out how it is right now. Open this one. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Achilles says, Jarson 1 tricolor, so yummy. Thank you for the seeds. You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I always call it my Jarson 1 tricolor. I did not breed this tomato at all. Not even close. I like to think I helped stabilize it, but this was all Jarson. His name is Jarek. He's from Poland. He's a brilliant breeder that breeds from some fantastic varieties, including Malachite Box, which we all know was my favorite tomato of all time. But also things like Cherokee Purple and the Kazulas and Ananas Noir and some of the real great tomatoes. So Dwarf Boyd Smith, it was bred over years from a German yellow variety by Boyd Smith from North Carolina. Large fruit of 300 to 500 grams. Definitely not the case for me. These were the only two fruit off of the plant, so it could be more productive for me. Two-tone yellow dress turning red when ripe. This information's from Tomato Faifu. And tomato Eden, what does she say? Mid-season, bush height around 60 centimeters, which is 24 inches, like I said. Unique variety. Such a small plant produces bicolor fruits, weighing 100 to 300 grams. That's more the weight of mine. Amazingly tasty, sweet with fruity notes. So let's test the bricks on this. They sure are pretty. 4.8. Okay, let's taste it. Show the interior again. Oop, almost ate my sticker. Let me cut it open this way too. Sometimes after I cut it crosswise, I like to show this way because sometimes there's hidden beauty as far as veining and marbling inside there. It's good. Very tangy, citrusy, but not wimpy as far as flavor. Let me taste it again. It's really tasty. Almost makes you want to pucker, but not in an astringent way. It has just enough sweet to offset the tanginess. If you like citrusy, but not like an orange or a yellow, what typical of those, this has a lot of flavor to it. That's a good tomato. That's a good tomato. I would probably grow this indoors. That would taste awesome in the winter. So that's Dwarf Boyd Smith. Have you not, Jen? Well, I'll give you seeds for sure. Yeah, Tomato Eden sells it. And the photo, the photo on the right, that's a photo from Bounty Hunter. So obviously Sean sells it also. So yeah, what appealed to me was the size of it. When I heard it was compact, I was like, sign me up. Francis is growing Boyd Smith this fall. Excited about it. Yeah, I really like it. I really, really like it. I don't know why I wasn't really expecting to like this one either. I'm not normally that pessimistic about tomatoes, but that's a good one. The only thing I wish it was more productive, but it's in a grow bag, and I kind of, sometimes when I grow in grow bags, they're not always the most productive. Okay. We have 2 more. How are we doing on time? Not terrible. Chocolate Avalanche. So Rob and I sliced into one the other day. I have a tendency to wait for things to be too ripe when I slice in. Sometimes tomatoes taste a little better underripe, but it does pain me when I see people posting pictures of underripe tomatoes. And when I sliced into one the other night, I could tell just from slicing into it, it was underripe. I think, unless that's just the way it looked. So I'm going to taste it again. This is Chocolate Avalanche. It is not a Sofia variety. It's from Russia, although it looks like it could be something from Sofia. Forget where I got seeds from. Usually I remember that stuff. I'm sure it's in my spreadsheet. I don't have that pulled up. So very pretty. These photos I'm showing came from an account on Instagram, which is where I first found out about it. Gosh, I wish I could remember where Chocolate Avalanche. Oh, I know. Tatiana from Tomato Eden. She looked at my wish list and gifted me with things that were on my wish list. This was one of them. So thank you, Tatiana. Let's take a look at the inside. All right, this is definitely darker than what we had the other night. There we go. Not as dark as the picture, but it's definitely, you can feel from being soft, it is fully ripe. Let's taste the bricks on this. .6. Good. Skin's a little bit chewy. You can see the skin's kind of hanging there. That's a really good tomato, though. Very typical of purples. Deep, rich flavor with some sweetness there. Yeah, the skin's kind of annoying, but the tomato itself tastes great. Yeah, that's definitely a good tomato, chocolate avalanche. Now, could it be something environmentally in my climate that's causing the skin to be chewy? Maybe. That does happen, but the skin's a bit annoying to me. Oh, do you, Jen? You're growing this? I've got one of those to taste on my table too. Nice, nice. Hey, Anthony. I was singing your praises a little while ago, my friend. Hope I didn't embarrass you. You can go back and watch it. It is pretty, isn't it? Brianna. Hey, Brianna. Alan, you have my girl sprouted. She's doing good. Good old Vilma. Oh, I love my Vilma. I have new ones started. I think I told you the other day, Alan, I had one that was like 2.5 years old. My old lady, she kicked the bucket eventually, but that's a great micro dwarf. Hey, Olivia, chocolate avalanche looks awesome. Oh, I gave you the plant. That makes sense. Yeah, let me know what you think. I really like it, except for that skin. It's almost like you have to rip the skin off. A little leathery. But the tomato itself tastes really great. I would take points off just for the skin, unfortunately. Happy Thursday to you too, Brianna. I didn't have this on my list. I talked about it last week, but I have a ripe fruit and I wanted to cut it open with you guys. I talked about Triumph of Sophia. Now, this is a very small Triumph of Sophia, but this is one of my favorites of the year for sure. We gave this a 9 out of 10. Most of them have a point at the bottom, but I wanted to cut it open with you guys so you can see it's an excellent tomato. I keep calling it a Triumph, and it really is a Triumph. If you'd like to learn more, you can watch my episode back from last week. And I haven't had another ripe one since that initial taste. Oh, look at this. And even though it's got antho at the top, I can't taste it. This is what I was talking about when you then cut it in half again. Those hidden surprises. I'm spitting tomato all over the place. Oh my God, this is so freaking good. Triumph of Sophia. I'm not even going to eat more because the first, no, I'm going to finish that piece. The first tomato I tasted, I got 3 seeds from it. So I want to save as many seeds as possible for you guys. So out of the kindness of my own heart and wanting to share seeds with you guys, I will not finish this Triumph of Sophia so I can save more seeds. Because I love you all and I love sharing great tomatoes with you all. Look at that. I know. Wowza. Finish it. Ms. Jenkins, you're a bad influence. I finished that one piece. That's good. All right, last one. I don't have a tomato, but it was so good. I tasted it last night, and I'm not sure what to make of it. So the plant was really troublesome for me this year. Really troublesome. It took forever to take off, and I know I heard from several of you who said the same thing. I got 1 fruit from it. 1. I think the plant's done. I don't see any more fruits on it. And then It didn't look great when I took it off the vine, and then I let it get way too overripe. So last night I was just going to cut it up, save seeds, call it a day. I wasn't even going to review it, but I did. And it is Dwarf Shimmering Beauty. You can see from these pictures, the thing is just overripe. I cut into that interior and I was like, wow, look at that. And then I took the bricks test. It's 11.2. What? I've never seen a beefsteak. Now, that's a small beefsteak. They're not supposed to be that small, but my plant just didn't do great. Who else grew this? What did you think? Is it a fluke I got at 11.2? I had to retest it twice. It was very, very good. Hard to review it just based on one kind of mutant tomato. I mean, I think I'm giving it a bad rap. It wasn't totally mutant. I wish I had more. I wish I had more. So I want to grow it again next year, maybe even try it indoors over the winter and see what I get. Because from what, first look, first taste from me, Dwarf Shimmering Beauty is a winner. This is from the Dwarf Tomato Project. It was bred by Vince Lavelle. He crossed Beauty King and Dwarf Wild Fred. Both of those are great dwarfs, in my opinion. Susan Oliverson and Craig LaHoulier, he named the variety, did the selection work. Bill Minky produced the seed that was sent to Mike Dunton for grow out for Victory Seeds release, and it was just released this year. Now here in the description, it says a high yield of 6 to 16 ounce fruits. I did not find that. Anybody else? I'm looking for others who've grown it. Roxanne's growing it, none ripe yet. Isn't it nice to have friends gift you things that you weren't sure you needed? Love TLC. I love TLC too. It is nice. This group makes me happy. Quincy, our chocolate avalanche seeds not available anywhere. I tried to find them online a few weeks back after watching one of your older videos, but couldn't. Not yet, but since Tatiana gifted me the seeds, that means to me that she purchased them and she's growing them this year. So check Tomato Eden at the end of the summer. I know at least she will have it. I don't know how new it is. I mean, the photos that I found and the listing to add it to my wish list were from somebody in Russia last year. So maybe this is the second year out. But yeah, I would check Tomato Eden. So if she gifted me a couple seeds, then she will definitely have it. Anybody grown Dwarf Shimmering Beauty? I'm going to go put my face on right now and do a taste test with Ben. You've inspired me to get to it. Bye, Jen. We're all. I must have a cuckoo. My Shimmering Beauty is turning red. Seeds from Victory. Interesting. Well, it's hard to tell from the picture. These are like red and green striped. Kind of hard to tell from the picture. But if you go on Victory Seeds, let me see if I can pull it up. It looks like a Berkeley pink tie-dye. Okay, so mine look, let me pull this up to show you guys. So this is what they're supposed to look like, which is what I got. Kind of green, metallic, and red stripe. So pretty. And those two tomatoes that they crossed, in my opinion, are two of the best dwarfs out there. So that was new this year. Anybody else? I know when I was starting my seeds and I was saying I was having trouble with Dwarf Shimmering Beauty. First of all, I told Craig the other day that I was having trouble and he seemed surprised. So I think maybe it's just me. But I know others had said early on that they were having trouble, that theirs were growing slowly too. almost made it through an episode without kicking myself out. Almost. Came so close. It's the last tomato. Oh, well. You wouldn't even know it's a tomato awesome sauce episode if I didn't kick myself out of the episode. But I know others were saying that theirs were growing slowly too. And I think I had a couple plants going, but I ended up just keeping one. I wish I had kept more. Heidi says, Missy, email Victory Seeds. They will want to know. I agree. You do need Dwarf Shimmering Beauty, Olivia. I can't wait to grow it again. In fact, I'm going to start seeds maybe tomorrow because I want to grow it indoors. Idaho Garden Girl, you've got Del Monte ketchup over here. Or we have Del Monte ketchup over here. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even envision that. I'm going to have to pay more attention. But I want to make my own. I want to make green ketchup. Eric says I'm growing it, but it's just blooming. All right, well, put it on your radar, gang. Dwarf Shimmering Beauty. That brick score blew my mind. I thought it was a mistake. Blew my mind. I'm not sure if it's a fluke or not. Could that happen? I don't know. I don't really know. Anybody know? Mary, mine died in our terrible spring floods. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, definitely worth a grow. Super tasty. I'm really glad. I almost just tossed it in my sauce without even opening up and tasting it, because for one tomato, I'm like, what am I going to save? Like 3 seeds. And so I'm really, really glad I didn't. Don't ever discount a tomato without tasting it first. Okay, so that is it for today. I'm going to give away 2 prize packages. So the prize packages are Heidi's Wicked Good, Alice's Heart, Sparkling Purple Light, the Giant Tomato Apple Tree, 3 Seeds of Missoura. It's the Japanese one I can't shut up about. Unbelievably delicious. And Malapine, my new favorite tomato of all time, tied with Sufferwell, but I have to do a taste off of the 2 of them. Delicious green when ripe, so productive. Totally came out of left field for me. Was not expecting, certainly, to love it this much, and then to unseat Malachite Box and Verde de las Landas. Great. So giving away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2 winners. So make sure you get hashtag tomato in right now while I pull up the prize thingy. If I can find the prize thingy. Oh, wait, I just caught this. Today's my birthday. I'm going to cross my fingers. That brings me luck with the wheel. I will cross my fingers for you too. Happy, happy birthday to you. All right, where's my thingy? Here it is. Reset it. All right, good luck, everybody. If you win, please private message me in Facebook, or you can email me. I'm a little busy with tomato season right now, but I promise I will get them out to you. Eva, congratulations, Eva. Congrats. And if you have any of the varieties I talked about and you want to switch it out for something else, that's fine too. And then second winner. Greg, congratulations. Please either email me or message me in the group. And congrats to you both. I hope that you enjoy the seeds. Thank you all for being here. It's been another great 2 hours with you all. I'm very grateful that you guys hang out with me for 2 hours every week. I have so much fun doing it, and it really does feel like a family, and we can all enjoy. I wish you could all taste these things with me, but hopefully with, whatever my thoughts are and my notes on the varieties, maybe you can make decisions for yourself for your next grow list. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I love you all. Don't forget to start collecting seeds for Micropalooza. Starts October 1st. And I'll catch you guys on Tuesday for another tomato tour, I think, maybe. So see you next time. Peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, gang.